Have you ever wished for a magic wand to fix all your family's problems? Well, meet Leo, a little boy who was tired of hearing his family argue all the time. His parents bickered over everything, from what to watch on TV to whose turn it was to do the dishes. His older sister, Mia, was always complaining about something, and the house was filled with a constant cloud of tension. Leo just wanted everyone to get along, to be happy, to be a real family again. One rainy afternoon, while exploring his grandpa's dusty old attic, Leo stumbled upon something extraordinary. Tucked away in a forgotten corner was a small, ornate jar. It shimmered with a pearly glow, and on its label, written in elegant, looping script. Word to words, family glue. Leo's eyes widened. This was it, the solution to all their problems. He imagined the glue working like a magic potion, mending their broken feelings and sticking their hearts back together. He couldn't wait to try it. That evening, the argument started as usual. His dad wanted to watch the news, but his mom insisted on her favorite drama series. Mia was on her phone, complaining loudly about her school friends. The air crackled with frustration. Leo knew this was his moment. Quietly, he fetched the mysterious jar. He tiptoed into the living room, a secret agent on a mission of peace. He opened the jar, and a sweet, honey-like scent filled the air. The glue inside was thick and shimmery, almost like liquid starlight. With a mischievous grin, Leo decided to put his plan into action. While his dad was reaching for the remote, Leo dabbed a tiny bit of the glue onto his hand. Then, as his mom reached to take the remote from his dad, Leo dabbed some on her hand too. Their hands touched, and for a second, nothing happened. But when they tried to pull apart, they couldn't. They were stuck taut firmly. Then came Mia. She stomped over, trying to grab the remote for herself. "What are you two doing?" she whined. As she tried to wrestle the remote away, her hand brushed against her parents' joined hands. And just like that, she was stuck too. The scene was absolute chaos. 3 people, a mom, a dad, and a teenage daughter were physically stuck together in a tangled clump in the middle of their living room. Panic set in, and the bickering escalated to a whole new level. "This is your fault!" his dad yelled, trying to pull his hand free. "My fault? You're the one who always has to control the TV." His mom shot back. "I can't believe this. My social life is over," Mia wailed, trying desperately to reach her phone, which was now just out of her grasp. They looked like a human pretzel, hopping and stumbling around, each trying to go in a different direction. Leo watched from the corner, his heart sinking. This wasn't what he wanted at all. He had imagined hugs and smiles, not this clumsy, angry mess. He wanted to make things better, but he had only made them 100 times worse. Tears welled up in his eyes as he saw his family literally stuck together, yet emotionally more distant than ever. They were a jumble of flailing limbs and angry words, completely unable to coordinate or cooperate. They tried to walk to the kitchen for water, which resulted in a comical 3-legged race that ended with them collapsing in a heap on the floor. Seeing his family in such a ridiculous and helpless state, something shifted inside Leo. He realized the glue wasn't magic. It was just glue. Really, really strong glue. The magical solution he had hoped for was a complete failure. As he watched them struggle, a strange thing happened. The initial shock and anger started to fade, replaced by sheer absurdity. His dad tried to scratch an itch on his nose but couldn't reach, and his mom had to awkwardly do it for him. They both looked so silly that a small giggle escaped Mia. Then, her dad snorted, trying to hold back a laugh. Soon, his mom was smiling too. For the first time in what felt like forever, they weren't yelling. They were forced to work together just to perform the simplest tasks. They had to coordinate to stand up. They had to decide as a group which way to move. They had to talk to each other, not to argue, but to navigate their sticky situation. Okay, on the count of 3, we all take a step to the left. His dad suggested 1, 2, 3. They shuffled awkwardly, a single, multi-limbed creature. It was clumsy and far from graceful, but it was teamwork. Leo finally confessed. "It was me," he said in a small voice. "I found the family glue in the attic. I thought it would make you stop fighting." He looked down, expecting them to be furious. But instead of anger, he saw understanding in their eyes. His mom, still attached to his dad and sister, managed to turn her head toward him. "Oh, Leo," she said softly. "You just wanted us to be a family." His dad added, "We've been so busy arguing, we forgot what was most important." Mia, for once not on her phone, looked at her little brother with a new kind of sympathy. They realized that being stuck together physically had forced them to confront how disconnected they had become emotionally. The silly predicament had broken the cycle of anger. They had to rely on each other to communicate and even to laugh at themselves. They spent the next hour trying different solvents from the garage, a hilarious adventure in itself. They had to pass bottles, rags, and tools from one person to the next in a coordinated chain. They were talking, laughing, and problem-solving together. Eventually, they found a solvent that worked, and with a final, sticky pop, their hands came free. They stood there, rubbing their wrists, looking at each other in the now quiet living room. The TV was off. The phone was forgotten. There was no more shouting. Instead, there was a shared memory, a ridiculous story they would tell for years to come. Leo looked at the empty jar of family glue. It hadn't worked the way he'd expected, but in a strange, roundabout way, it had done its job. Leo learned a valuable lesson that day. There's no magic glue that can fix a family. Real connection, real family glue, isn't something you find in a jar. It's built moment by moment through patience, understanding, and communication. It's about listening to each other, even when you disagree. It's about laughing together at the absurdities of life. And sometimes it's about getting into a sticky situation and realizing you need each other to get out. From that day on, the arguments didn't magically disappear, but they were different. They were quicker to listen, slower to anger, and always ready to remember the day they became a human pretzel. And that, Leo realized, was the real magic? Thanks for watching our story today. If you enjoyed it, remember to hit the like button and subscribe for more tales that warm the heart. What's the silliest memory you share with your family? Let us know in the comments below. See you next time.